Yeah, very photogenic.
I'm having a bad day. I should come to you.
Absolutely.
Bolster my confidence and stuff. Okay. Good morning. Good morning. Jack, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. These people, they don't look nearly as cool as they think they do. It's unsafe. They're unhealthy. When are they going to start to care? Do they enjoy not having any money to spend? I ask myself these questions sometimes. When are they going to begin to care about their health? When they start to cough up blood? Smoking cigarettes is an extremely addictive and unsafe habit. I've had many friends and many family members that smoke cigarettes, and I've seen their life impacted in a negative way because of it. For example, I work at Twining Village. It's a retirement home. I'm a waiter in the dining room. We typically have, from night to night, 10 people on the floor. At 6:30, we get to approximately 7:30. At 6:30, we're allowed to go out for a 5-minute smoke break. Out of 10 people that are on the floor every night, I would say maybe 4 to 5 people go out. That's almost 50% of the people that work there. That's not good. That means half of the people, they're smoking cigarettes. They're hurting themselves, obviously not initially, not at first right away, but over time, because cigarettes are addictive, over time they're hurting themselves. I'm here today to educate you about the dangers of smoking because it poses a threat not only to your health, also to the health of others, and it can also hurt your finances, your spending money. Let's begin with the dangers that smoking poses to your health. Smoking causes numerous harmful effects to your body. It affects your bones and muscles. You suffer more sprains and fractures. For people that play sports, find yourself to be short of breath, that sort of thing. If you play soccer or football, any contact sport, if you hurt yourself, it's going to take you a lot longer to heal. Your muscles, you heal slower after injury, your muscles, your bones. And there's also physical damage that comes about from smoking cigarettes. And again, all of these things are kind of gradual. It's a buildup over time. But you'll notice some of these things right away, such as yellow teeth and nails. That's unattractive. Yellow toenails. That's disgusting. Feet are disgusting as it is. I mean, some people may not feel that way, but I do. And then just make it even more gross. Get some yellow nails. That's great. At least you never have to buy nail polish. You can also have bad breath. And let's face it, nobody likes a guy with bad breath. I mean, if Jack came in every morning as enthusiastic as ever with just halitosis coming out at everybody, it singed the hair right off of our faces. Also, cavities, moving on to, we're still staying in the realm of the mouth. Cavities as well. Nobody likes cavities. Would you like to sit in the dentist chair and get your teeth drilled? No, that's no fun. Why would you do that to yourself? And also, your skin can become very wrinkly, and it's also premature. Everybody gets old and your skin wrinkles, but do you want crow's feet when you're 23? Not attractive. There's also, continuing on with the health problems, there are a bunch of different chemicals in cigarettes. There are over 4,800 different chemicals in cigarettes, 69 of which have been proven to be cancer-causing agents. Here's a few examples. Acetone, which is used in nail polish remover. Now, if you think about it, nail polish is almost like a paint that you put on your fingernails and toenails, and acetone is the remover, so it would almost be like a paint thinner. You're essentially smoking paint thinner, so enjoy that. I'm sure it's going to feel great 20 years from now. Also, another example, this is the best example I think, is arsenic. Now, they don't try to dress this up in any way. Arsenic is a poison. You are literally smoking paint thinner and poison. That's great. Awesome. Keep it up. And so, according to Mark Kaufman, who's an author for the Washington Post, he wrote an article in 2003, and he talked about the causes, health issues that are caused by smoking cigarettes. And some of those are various forms of cancer, heart disease, stroke, and lung disease. Now, I understand that this article was written in 2003, and while it's not necessarily new, it's also not that old either. And the reason that I decided to continue using it, despite the fact that it was a bit dated, was because these diseases have been proven to be caused by cigarettes. And since there is no safe cigarette, and smoking cigarettes hasn't gotten any healthier or safer in the past few years, I believe that it's still relevant. And also, the most outstanding health issue that comes from smoking cigarettes is death. Tobacco causes over 5 million deaths per year worldwide. 5 million, that's a lot of people. I don't even know 5 million people, and that's how many people are dying every year. 1 in 5 deaths in the U.S. is related to tobacco smoking. 1 in 5. 1/5. If there's 10 people, that means that 2 of them that die, it's going to be from smoking. On average, smokers die 13 to 14 years earlier than non-smokers. That's pretty substantial. So now I'd like to move on and talk about the dangers that smoking poses to not just only yourself, but to those around you. And smoking can cause harm to others through what is called secondhand smoke. Smoke affects more than yourself. While you may think it's your personal choice to smoke, which it is, it also affects something. You need to think about the greater effects of things, especially when it comes to smoking like this, because it's a dangerous habit. It affects the people that are around you, people that are near the smoke. It affects your friends and family members. If you're a parent, it affects children, your children, and other children that may be at your house for that day or that moment, because you're putting them in an unsafe household where there's tobacco products all around, and it's also the influence of it. They see their parents do it, they may start at an early age. You know, nobody wants to see a 10 or 12-year-old kid smoking cigarettes. I know I wouldn't. When you smoke at home, you put your family at risk. When you smoke at work, you're putting your co-workers at risk. And most of the time, you make friends with the people that you work with. Do you want to hurt your friends? You know, would you walk up to one of your friends and punch them in the face for no good reason? No. So you also don't want to give them cancer and bad breath and all these other sorts of things that you get from smoke-related problems. Also, when you smoke in the car, you're keeping people in basically a box, a confined area, and the smoke, there's no way, and even if you crack a window, there's still a lot of smoke going around in the car, and they're breathing it in. This is unsafe. When you smoke in public places, you're putting strangers at risk. And I know some of you may be thinking, oh, they're strangers, I may never know them, see them again, what do I care? Well, you would expect the same courtesy from those same strangers as well. You know, you don't like it when somebody blows smoke in your face, so just kind of try to do the same thing, be courteous to others. Secondhand smoke also causes death. There's a magazine called the Journal of Adolescent Health, and an author, Anna Song, said in her article that secondhand smoke is responsible for 46,000 deaths from heart disease per year. 3,400 deaths from lung cancer per year. Now I'm going to gross everybody out really quick, and I'm going to show you a picture on that. Slide, please. Okay, on the left here, we have a healthy lung, not affected by smoke. And on the right, we have a lung that has been severely affected by lung cancer. Could I just get a show of hands? Who would rather have the lung on the left? Okay, see, that's about 100%. So nobody would really like their lungs to look like that. And I mean, it's understandable that you can't see into your chest, your own lungs, but, you know, regardless, if you smoke cigarettes, eventually this is going to happen, which you don't want. Slide up. Okay. So, back to secondhand smoke. It also causes problems for non-smokers. It affects you, it affects those around you. There was a nurse named Dee Milner, and she wrote in an article for Nursing Times that people who live with or who are around people that smoke can suffer from coughing, mucus buildup, chest discomfort, and reduced lung functions, which I said earlier when I was talking to you about trying to run. If you smoke cigarettes habitually, and it doesn't even have to be a pack a day, it could be half a pack a day, which is 10 cigarettes. Smoke 10 cigarettes a day, every day, for a year, 2 years, even a few months. It's going to affect your stamina and cardiovascular activities when you try to run, if you play sports. It's just a detriment to your health overall, and it's going to make things much more difficult than they need to be. You're going to break out in a sweat. You know, you'll look like John Candy in a sauna. You're just going to be melting. It's disgusting. And it puts people at risk, a greater risk to get cancer and heart disease. Now, people can get cancer and tumors not from smoking, not from doing anything unhealthy or regular. You could be a healthy person and it could still happen. But the fact is that it could accelerate that process, or it could also help for cancer cells to manifest in bodies of people that may already normally be healthy, and that's no good. They can also suffer from lung infections on top of lung cancer and asthma. And asthma is a pretty serious deal because you'd have to be with an inhaler for almost the rest of your life. Smoking around children is the worst possible form of secondhand smoke, in my opinion. Smoking around children is very dangerous because it puts them at greater risk for health issues. They're still young. They're so young. Their immune systems haven't had time to develop. They can get very sick very easily. They can get very bad ear infections. They can get very bad ear infections, and they can also have asthma and asthma attacks. Now, asthma attacks are very bad. They could be sitting on the floor, finding it hard to breathe. It's almost like not having a heart attack, but I suppose a less severe heart attack. It's still a very alarming situation, and I wouldn't wish that on any child. And it can also cause premature death, cancer, and heart problems in children. Now, smoking does harm to you and harm to those around you. But also something that you need to consider is that one of the most harmful ways that smoking affects you is in terms of your wallet. It really hurts you in there, in your finances. Smoking is an extremely expensive habit. Smoking cigarettes daily, a pack a day, sometimes for people 2 packs a day if they've been smoking for a long time, the average cost of a pack of cigarettes is around $4.50 to $5, which I'd like to illustrate for you. So you can see right here, these are a few packs of Marlboro brand cigarettes. They're a pretty popular brand. You know, a lot of people like Reds and that sort of thing. For most of these cigarettes, these 4 packs you see right here, they're about $4.55 per pack. Now, this picture may be a year or 2 old, but it's still pretty representative of it. I remember last summer, there was a tax increase on tobacco by about $1, which was, at the time, I believe it still is, the biggest tax on tobacco in U.S. history. And so this may now be closer to $5.50, $6. But still, even $5, $6, $7 for a pack of cigarettes, extremely expensive. Extremely expensive. Slide off, please. Okay. So in the article, Tobacco Hurts You Now, written by Kathy Ann Kowalski, she said that even by using the lowest cost, smokers that smoke a pack a day spend an average of $31.50 per week. That averages out to be, if you use the same number, it rounds out to be $1,638 a year to smoke a pack a day. Now, I originally wanted to round off this statistic, but I decided to leave it as was, because when you're talking about money, I think the exact number may hit you harder than if I were to just round it off. If you started smoking at age 18, which is the legal age to buy cigarettes, then you would spend that much money per year, $1,638 per year on cigarettes. That's almost half of the tuition you pay for a semester here at Bucks County Community College. This money could be used towards things like your tuition or towards bills, vacations, things like that. I mean, everyone likes to go on vacation. Everyone has bills to pay. Car payments, rent, things of that nature. You know, it's nice to have a little bit of extra money in your pocket. So make the right decision. Don't choose to spend money on cigarettes. It's just unnecessary, and it's not as if it were a pack of gum or something. It's something that has been proven to be detrimental to your health. It's extremely addictive and filled with chemicals. So you may be asking yourself, or want to ask me at this point, what kind of solution is this to a problem? You know, I'm trying to persuade you of something, of a problem, make it known. The solution here is that if a person were to never start smoking cigarettes, and also to avoid people that do smoke cigarettes, I'm not saying if you have a friend that smokes cigarettes, stop hanging out with them. You don't have to do that at all. That would be unreasonable. But if you know that they smoke cigarettes, when they step outside, maybe stand a little bit farther away from them, or don't go outside with them. If they're going to be gone for 5 minutes, say, hey, I'll wait until you come back. If somebody is trying to quit, there are different forms of aids to help you quit, such as Nicorette, the gum. There's also the nicotine patch. You can also just quit cold turkey. That's proven to be effective. Drink lots of water. Go on long walks every day. It'll help you to quit. Also, I urge you to spread the word about the harmful effects of smoking. If you have friends, family members especially, you don't want to see your family members wind up getting hurt or in the hospital. So knowledge is the best weapon we have in the battle against cigarette addiction. So be informative. Inform others about the dangers that it poses, and make sure to make a personal connection with them, because if they feel that you're truly worried about their health, then they'll make that change for you. Smoking cigarettes can cause cancer, birth defects in children, and it's an extremely expensive habit. The easiest way to avoid smoking is never to start. But if you've already started smoking, there are several ways to quit, and I urge you to make that decision and try to live a healthier lifestyle. Thank you.